So far, I've made videos on how to get better quality in PCVr, how to get sharper visuals in Quest native games, and plenty more. Now, the only video I haven't made is how to get better performance on PCVr, to go along with the tradition a little. Now, the method I found to achieve better FPS is simple yet amazing, and it will definitely help you guys. Let's get into it. Now, the method I'm referring to today is simply not using SteamVR. To make it simple, just don't use SteamVR. SteamVR is basically a middleman. Then you have the two people connecting, which would be the Oculus and the game of your choice. Now imagine if it's like a phone call and the only way for the two people to connect is by connecting with the middleman first. The only way your Oculus can connect with your game is through SteamVR. Well, actually, that's not true. Your headset uses a runtime named OpenXR. All games that are also on the Quest store ship through Steam with the compatibility with OpenXR, meaning that if you simply connect your headset to your PC using Rift Link, then launch a game that is compatible with OpenXR, you can skip that middleman and connect directly with your headset while still running the game using your PC, and it gives you way more FPS. But yeah, that's it. Enough with the teaching session. Let me show you how to actually do this. Now first, you want to go ahead and open SteamVR and then go to Settings, go to OpenXR, and you'll see that the current OpenXR runtime is SteamVR. This basically means that any VR game that opens will attempt to open SteamVR if it is available and will run using SteamVR. And as we all know, SteamVR isn't the best when it comes to performance or how heavy it is on your system. So we want to instead not use SteamVR and skip SteamVR altogether. So the way you want to do this is you want to go to the MetaQuest Link app. If you don't already have this, go ahead and install it and connect your headset, and then go to Settings, go to General, and then you should see OpenXR Runtime. So go ahead and click this, which will basically change the runtime of SteamVR to OpenXR, and in a few seconds I will show you what that means. So click. Then you'll see that if you wait a few seconds and go back to settings, you'll see that if I go off and back on, what you'll see is that the current OpenXR runtime is set to Oculus. What this means is that any game that opens will not use SteamVR if it is compatible with OpenXR. So now it says Oculus, and I will now show you guys what actually happens whenever you attempt to open a game that supports your Oculus or is already on the Quest store. So let's get straight to that. Now first, let's actually talk about how you'll know whether or not your game supports OpenXR or supports using the Oculus as the runtime. Now the way you can know this is, one, by going to the Quest store and searching for the game that you're trying to play. If it shows up there, that is a really good sign. That most likely means that the Steam version also has the OpenXR runtime built into it. So that is also a good sign. But if you don't want to do that and you want to check the game's files itself, you can simply go to Engine, Binaries, Third Party, and then somewhere throughout you should see OpenXR or Oculus. Now again, what this means is that it supports Oculus, and you can simply open the game, and instead of trying to open SteamVR, it will instead just go straight to OpenXR. So let's actually try doing this. So I'm gonna go ahead and go back to the main folder where the impact.exe is, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to just open the game here, and you'll see that SteamVR does not open. So I'll open it, and you'll see after a few seconds there is no signs of SteamVR at all, and I'll tell you when the game opens. And there you go. You can see that Metro Awakening is currently open, but it is not using SteamVR at all, which definitely gives way more FPS than if you were to use SteamVR to play this game. So yeah, that's pretty much it. You can open VR games without using SteamVR and get way more performance than if you were to play it using SteamVR.